What's going on, all my toy collectors and DC fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now today we're going to be taking a look at that brand new wave of DC Multiverse figures by McFarlane Toys, starting off with the Knightfall Batman, the Two Faces Batman, and the character Batwing. And I ain't talking about that big old jet that Batman be flying around with. I'm talking about my boy Lucius Fox's son right there. So let's go ahead and crack these bad babies open and take a closer look. Okay, taking a look at the front of the box, you can see right here it says DC Multiverse Batman, has 22 moving parts, let you know it's made by McFarlane Toys. You can see a clear package window of the Nightfall Batman in there. You can see it comes with 2 hands and a boomerang right there. I've already measured the box out for you guys. It's 6 inches long by 11 inches tall by 3 inches wide. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need in case you guys decide to display this, okay? And on the back of the box, you can see a really cool comic book art print right there of one of the comic books that's in that Nightfall series right there. And then this right here is that barcode in case you guys are looking for it in stores, which I doubt you guys will probably find it because this is such a popular figure right now. I ended up having to order this from the McFarlane toy store, and I just ended up ordering the whole wave because it was $15 off. Of course, you got to pay for shipping, but I didn't think I'd be able to find this figure in stores. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open, all right? Okay, now here's that Nightfall Batman out of the box. You can see it comes with a collector's card, 2 swappable hands, a batarang, and one of those multiverse figure stands that Todd throws in with all of his figures. Taking a look at the collector's card up close, you can see this is one of the artwork from one of the front of the covers of one of the Nightfall comic books. And then on the back, you guys can pause that if you want to read up on Bruce Wayne, but everybody knows who Bruce Wayne is. His story has been told plenty of times. And out of the box, it comes with 2 closed fists right there, but you can swap those out for these 2 gripping hands right here in order for him to hold those, hold that batarang that he has or any other kind of accessories that you guys might have laying around. This right here is that batarang. Taking a look at it up close. Sorry about my nails, guys. Man, I work in a warehouse, so it's really dirty, man. So, I'm trying to shoot this video as fast as I can today. Typical figure stand. And taking a look at the guy we all want to see, my boy Nightfall Batman. Check him out. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really excited when he showed the preview images for this thing, and he just looks everything like I wanted him to look. He looks really cool. I love the way his cape looks right here. Yeah, it just looks really cool. I love the colors. I love that classic emblem right there, symbol on the front of his chest. Even the way he looks, like his jawline and everything, how tall his ears are. This is just definitely straight off the comic book right here. I love the way it looks. Let's go ahead and take a look at that articulation. His head does rotate, but it doesn't look down. I think it's because of his jawline right here that he doesn't look down. And then trying to look up, he does look up a pretty good height, but you can't get him to look down any. It's like his chin ends up stopping him right there. His arms do come up. They do swivel around. He does have bicep swivel. He does have those double jointed elbows right there. His wrists do rotate around. They do go in. They do go out. Up here, you can see he does have upper torso articulation. It does rock back. It does rock forth. Even his waist does swivel around, and you can see he does go back pretty far. And you can see all of his ab works right there. And then he does crunch forward about that far right there. And I love his belt. His belt is just, it's just a bright yellow. It's nothing like there's a whole bunch of detail or anything like that on it. It's just with the gray, the blue that he chose, and the yellow. Everything just really pops on this figure. I can see why it's such a popular figure. And then his legs do come up about that far. Like I said, go ahead, you guys don't worry about pinching that when you guys are lifting his legs up. It's not gonna hurt this plastic right here on his underwear, basically. So he doesn't have any kind of thigh rotation right here. He does have double jointed knees, no kind of calf swivel, boot rotation, or anything like that. His foot does go up, does go down, does rock back and forth. He does have toe articulation. So yeah, man, this figure is just really cool. I know I said that a lot, but that's because I was really excited. This was really the figure that I wanted the most out of this wave. I was going to wait a little bit before I pulled the trigger, but I knew with the way everybody was talking on social media that I probably wasn't going to be able to find this in stores. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and order all 3 of them because I want all 3 of them, but I wanted him the most, and I just figured I wasn't going to be able to find him. So let's go ahead and move on, all right? Okay, up next, we're taking a look at that Two Faces Batman. You can see right there, same as the other box, DC Multiverse, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toy Store. You can see a clear window right here of the Two Faces Batman figure. Inside the box, he has 4 different hands. 2 are black and 2 are red, in case you want to switch them out, because obviously he's half red and half black. I've already measured the box up for you. It's the same as the other ones, 6 inches wide by 11 inches tall by 4 inches in depth. This right here is that barcode, which I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble finding this figure or the Batwing. I only ended up ordering from McFarlane Toy Store because I knew I wouldn't be able to find that Nightfall Batman. So that's why I ended up just ordering all of them from his toy store. And on the back of the box, you can see that really cool comic book artwork right there. So let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. Okay, now here's that Two Faces Batman out of the box. You can see he comes with a collector's card. He comes with 4 extra swappable hands, and he comes with a figure stand. Now, he doesn't come with any kind of weapons or extra accessories like that Nightfall Batman ended up coming with that boomerang. He doesn't come with any kind of weapons. Now, taking a look at his collector's card right here, this is really cool. I love all these different cards that McFarlane puts out. And I know a lot of people probably get these and like, oh, this is nothing, to just throw it to the side. The fact that he ends up throwing in a figure stand with his characters is pretty cool, because most other companies are not doing that for their action figures. So now a lot of these people probably look at these and say, oh, just a typical stand, but no other company is throwing in figure stands with their action figures, as far as like for this price point range for $20 or $30 figures, and the fact that he throws in these cards is just like a homage to the older Kenner figures that they used to throw in the little collector's cards with their action figures back in the day, like the Kenner Legends of Batman collection. They threw in a really cool collector's card right there, and even the Man of Steel line, they threw in the collector's cards in those figures made by Kenner as well. So I think it's really cool that McFarlane decided to throw in collector's cards, and I don't just look past that and think it's just something extra. I think it's really cool, because if I had the room, I would display these cards with every one of the figures, because I think that's pretty cool myself personally, But out of the box, he comes with 1 closed fist and 1 open hand right there. And these are his other 2 hands. Yeah, that's right. I went up there and cut them fingernails because I was like, man, these things look ugly on camera. But obviously, he comes with 1 closed fist and 1 open hand right here in red, which is a little bit different than that one right there, which I'll show you what it looks like. This one is more closed. That one is a little more open. Kind of looks like he can hold a gun in that hand right there. And then taking a look at these black ones, like I said, he has a closed fist on his hand right now. And then right here, he has more of like a open, kind of like a, like a hand like that, as you can see. And then he has, looks like a gun hand kind of. But like I said, he doesn't come with any kind of extra weapons or guns or anything like that. And then the figure stand. Now taking a look at the figure up close. Gosh, look at that acid face right there. You guys gotta admit, man, McFarlane just does an amazing job on a lot of his sculpt work, man. Look at that face. Look at how tore up it looks. That's really cool, man. I like this figure. I didn't think I was gonna like this figure as much as I did, when I pulled it out the box. But now that I have it in my hand, I'm like, damn, this thing is really cool. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's his cape, but I had a lot of trouble just standing him up without that figure stand. I mean, I was like moving his legs in all different kinds of directions and his feet, but I could not get him to stand. I think it's because of how heavy his cape is. His cape is really heavy, and obviously you don't have to have it in front of his leg. You can have it behind. You can have it behind it if you want, but yeah, other than that, now taking a look at all the colors, you can see some blue right here. I hope my camera's picking it up, but it looks like a lot of blue on his chest right here, which is pretty cool. So it's not just half black, half red. There's like some really dark blue right here, like a moonlight blue, basically, right there. So that's pretty cool. And you can kind of see it right here on the scars, or the ripple part of his mask right there. It's kind of like a bluish hue. So I think that's pretty cool myself. Now, as you can see some gloss black on his gauntlets right here, and then a flat black all up in here. And then the same right here. It's almost like different blacks are being used. It's like a flat black here, a really high gloss black on his gauntlet, and then what is it? I wouldn't call this, maybe like a satin black right there. And then same with his boots right here. It's a nice shiny black. So I like that they ended up doing that. They didn't just throw all the same black on one side. The same with his cape. You can see it has like that satin glossiness right up in here. So, but that's pretty cool. But taking a look at his articulation, his neck does go up, or does go down, so he looks that far down just with his neck, and then his head you can push even further down right there, so he can look pretty far down, just like that. And then you can push his neck, you can rotate his neck around and his head around as well. So his neck and his head, are they one piece? Yeah, actually they are. They're one piece. So his neck does rotate all the way around, but you can't actually move his head any. So, you know, when you push his head up, that's his neck that's going up and his neck that's going down. So, yep. Then his arms come up to there. They do swivel around. He does have bicep swivel. He does have them double jointed elbows. His wrists do rotate around. They do go in. They do go out. And as you guys can see in his hand, he has a coin right there inside of his hand. So yeah, he might not come with the extra weapon accessories or anything like that, but he does have a coin in his hand. The only problem is you're not going to be able to see it unless you have his hand kind of out like that, because even if it's up and you're displaying them like this, you're not going to see that coin inside of his hand. Now, same articulation as Nightfall Batman. He can rock back and forth up here in the torso area. He does lean pretty far back right there. His ab doesn't crunch as good as the Nightfall Batman did. I'm not sure exactly why, but his waist does swivel around. I like looking at all the different little pouches on his belt right here. They all have a little bit of detail all the way around. Like I said, some are high gloss, and then the red ones right here are high gloss right there. So I think that's a pretty cool touch that McFarlane decided to do. His legs do go up to there. They do come out. He doesn't have any kind of thigh swivel or anything like right here in the legs, which I would like that. I would like it if he did start adding that to these figures, because I would like to be able to move his legs a little bit around, because they do rotate up here. Not only do they go out, but they do rotate around, but I would like it to be able to rotate right here. Maybe that's why he doesn't put any kind of thigh swivel, because they do end up rotating up here. But I think it would look cool if I was able to move his legs right there. He does have double jointed knees, and this one doesn't have any kind of calf rotation right here. I'm not sure, because some of his figures did have calf rotation. I don't know why this one doesn't, why the ones lately that he's been coming out with don't have any kind of boot cut thigh rotation. But his foot does go up, does go down, toe does articulate, does rock back and forth. But yeah, my only issue with this figure is the fact that I would have liked him to come with some kind of coin or something, some kind of weapon, rather than all those different hands. What's the point of you giving me 6 different hands for this figure if he has nothing to hold in them besides extra weapons that I can find or extra accessories that I use off of other toys that I end up having? That, and the fact that I cannot get this figure to stand by himself. Obviously, he threw in that figure stand right here, but yeah, he just don't stand by himself. I truly think it's just because the cape is so heavy, but I really like the figure. I'm not gonna lie to you. He looks a lot cooler in hand than I thought he did when they advertised him. So I'm really happy to have this figure. Let's go ahead and move on to Batwing, all right? Okay, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the character Batwing. Everything's the same on the front of the box as the other two that we just looked at. The packaging is the exact same size, 6 inches by 11 inches by 3 inches wide. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need. This right here is that barcode. Like I said, you shouldn't have any kind of trouble finding this character, like finding the Two-Face. It's that Nightfall Batman that I think most people are going to have a lot of trouble with. Taking a look at the side of the box, you can see Batwing. You can see this cool comic book artwork image right there on the back of the box. Let's go ahead and crack him open. All right, guys? Okay, now here's Batwing out of the box. You can see he comes with a collector's card, 3 flame effects, and then 1 figure stand. He doesn't come with any kind of extra accessories or weapons. He only has 2 closed fists out of the box, which means when he's flying, he's only going to be flying like this. So I would have rather him come with some different swappable hands, but I don't really know why they didn't end up doing that. Maybe, like I said, they just figured he was only going to be flying with the closed fists. Now, right off the bat, I was wrong. This is not Luke Fox. This is another character. I guess from what I'm reading up, this is actually the first character who played Batwing. His name is David Zanvimp. I think that's how you say his name. But I guess he was a soldier over in Africa, over in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he ended up being the first person to wear this Batwing suit. I guess I was only familiar with Luke Fox, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, if you guys want to read up on the character, you guys can go ahead and pause that right there, because I'm going to have to read up on him myself. And then these right here, the two same flame effects, these go on the bottom of his boots. You guys just hook those in. These might be the same ones that came with that Batman Beyond figure. But yeah, just hook these into the bottom of his boots. And then he ended up coming with this flame effect that hooks onto the back of his jetpack right in the middle between his two wings, which I'll show you what that does in a second. But like I said, I would have rather just got rid of these and just ended up having two different hands or some kind of weapon accessory. So now, taking a look at the character up close, I actually really like him. I didn't think I was going to like this character as much as I did pulling the toy out of the box, only because he just looks solid gray. He reminds me of that Mattel Cyborg when they did the Justice League movie, those 6-inch figures, because he was just mostly all gray. You only seen a little bit of red. I would have liked something to pop on him, some kind of black wash or something just to make him look a little more cooler, because the gray, the silver right in his eyes, you know, you really can't see any depth to this figure, which when you have all these different sculpted lines, you think that they would have did something, maybe made him metallic or something like that, like they ended up doing that figure I showed you guys earlier, like this, you know, maybe made him like more metallic or something to make him pop. I would have really liked them to add maybe some lights like they did this character right here, this Batman. You see how they added a light in there? I would have paid an extra $3 or $4 for them to add some kind of blue light or something just to make his suit pop a little bit more. But yeah, taking a look at him up close, he does look really cool. A lot cooler than I thought he was going to look. Like I said, it's just all this sculpt work I feel like went to waste because they didn't add any kind of extra paint in there. And his wings, they do articulate. They do go up. They do go down. So if you don't want his wings sticking out so far on the shelf, you guys can tuck them about that far. But if you guys do want him to have them like in flying poses or something like that, they can go out like that, like a bat. Or like this, you can have his hands flying like that. I think that's basically what they wanted you to end up doing. That's why he has those closed fists. So, but he does look like a really cool toy. Now, this little flame effect right here ends up hooking right into here, into this hole right here in the back. You guys can push that in there. And that'll help him look like he's flying, like the jetpack is, you know, saying like blowing fire right out the back. And then he has these two little flame effects right here. Like I said, I think these are exact same ones that came with that Batman Beyond figure. And they just hook right in to the bottom of his feet. See if I can get that for you guys. Yeah, just like that. So you guys can have him maybe have one leg up, look like he's just floating in the air or something like that. So just like that. But that's how it looks. But let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation real quick. His head does rotate around. Now his head does go up a little bit more, I think because of, yeah, there you go. Hold on. Yep, you had to push it. So his head does go up a lot more than what that new Superman and Doomsday 2-pack did. I don't know if you guys seen my review on that, but I did a review on the new Superman Doomsday pack. That was a Target exclusive. That pack, I couldn't get the Superman's head to go up, so he only just looked down the whole time he was flying. So at this figure, at least his head does look up while he's flying, and I like that. That's pretty cool. And his head does rotate all the way around. I'm going to move his wing down real quick, both of them real fast. His arm does come up. This right here is connected right into his arm right there. So it is a little bit, you know, it's not too harder, but his arm won't come up all the way because it's, you know, it's hindered right here because of this extra armor piece right here on his shoulder blade. But his bicep does swivel around. It's just kind of hard because this is connected to his arm right here by his bicep. But it does swivel around. He does have double jointed elbows right there. His wrist does rotate back and forth. It does go down. It does go up. Now, taking a look at his upper torso, it does move that way. It does move this way. It does roll all the way around. You can rotate it right here at the waist like that. He does lean back about that far. Leans back pretty far, actually. And then he goes forward with an ab crunch pretty good. His legs do come actually a lot further than the other two figures we just looked at. I think maybe it's because his lower part, this like more rubbery plastic right here, isn't hindering his legs. So they do come out pretty far. Just like that. They do go up. Like I said, no kind of rotation right here in the thighs. He has double jointed knees, even though he has this little armor piece right here blocking his knees. He does have double jointed knees right there. No kind of boot cut. His foot does go up, does go down. His toe does articulate. It does rock back and forth. And that right there is the articulation on this Batwing. Like I said, sorry, I was wrong. I thought there was only one Batwing. I didn't know that there was two different characters who played him. So I admit I was definitely wrong on that end. But I do like this character. Like I said, I just wish that they would have added some kind of extra color, some kind of lights or something to him to make his suit just pop rather than just make it that silver color. And his wings even look really cool right there. I do like these wings. I like the fact that they didn't just stick them in one pose or have him possibly like have a connection to his arm to where you can only move his arms in order to move his wings. So I like it that his wings do move separately without moving his arms. But yeah, let's go ahead and line these characters up next to each other and I'll measure them out for you guys, all right? Okay, now here's all three of these Batman standing together with the only accessory that he ends up coming with is that Batarang. The other characters didn't come with any kind of extra weapons or accessories. Now I wanted to measure all three of them out for you. The Batwing and the Nightfall Batman all stand at 7 1/4, but this Two Faces Batman ends up standing at 7 3/4. So he's pretty tall compared to these other two figures. At least if you see him standing behind him, you can see how much taller he is compared to that Nightfall Batman. And my only issue with this whole wave, this character is amazing. I love him, but this character, I could not get him to stand. I'm not sure why this figure won't stand. I've bent his feet in all different ways and legs, and the only thing I ended up doing, I got sick and tired. I ended up using that figure stand. This figure is cool too, but there's nothing on it that makes him extraordinary to me. There's no extra kind of paint work, and you did all that time making all this different sculpting, but you didn't add any kind of extra shading, anything that made me think that this figure was really cool. Like I said, some lights would have been amazing. If you can add lights onto this character right here, onto that Batman, you could have added some kind of blue LEDs inside the bat signal and the eyes or something, because he just looks like a normal chrome figure to me. But other than that, I really do like this wave. I'm really happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you guys were buying these figures or if you were going to wait and try and find them at the stores. Like I said, this figure right here is really popular right now. I can see on all my different toy groups. So I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to find this figure. So I just went ahead and bought all three of them from the McFarlane Toy Store, which I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, guys? Until next time, stay cool.